To sum this entire card up in one sentence, it would be, I am a Japanese player. If you don't draw this card, you'll regret it for years to come. Please, absolutely draw it. Let's go for it!
Hello everyone, this is Charles of Victoria Frontier. In this video, I'll be talking about the upcoming Kitasan Black, Sarano Diamond, Major McQueen, and Tokateo gacha. But before I even talk about the gacha content itself,
I need to first talk about two very important things. I didn't see many people talk about the Nice Nature SR Wisdom card that you get for free in the event, but she's actually better than Fine Motion SSR at level 30 in every single aspect.
this Nice Nature SR card has a 15% training effect and an extra 30% motivational effect, which means that she's better at Fine Motion when roaming into every other training, whether it's like Guts, Power, Stamina, or Speed. Also, she has a Wisdom bonus, so that means she has a better Wisdom training than Fine Motion herself as well. Although Fine Motion does have like a slightly higher good rate, this is not enough to warrant for Fine Motion to be better than Nice Nature SR free card. And so after you complete like the story event, the current upcoming story event, you will be better off using the SR Nice Nature as a roaming Wisdom card rather than using your level 30 SSR Fine Motion. Assuming that you pull for Kitasan Black banner, you will also be able to get these two cards, the Machikane Fukitaru and the Daiwa Scarlet SR's Wisdom card. And these two Wit cards are really good as well. So if you want Wit training, you will be bringing these two cards at MLB over Fine Motion. But if you want a roaming card, you will be bringing the Nice Nature SR card over Fine Motion. So essentially, now any level 30 Fine Motions will be benched until the banner before the first anniversary, which is like maybe 8 months from now. So yeah, I'm sorry to bring this news to all Fine Motion owners that you guys will have to bench Fine Motion for now until you guys get her to max level on her rerun, which is right before the first anniversary.
One more thing before we actually get into the evaluation of banners.
On the first anniversary of Musume, we saw a massive balance patch that brought buffs to a lot of the skills. Among those skills, In the Name of the Strongest, which is Major McQueen's unique, and It's Definitely Me, which is Tokateo's unique, has been buffed with either target speed effect or the loosen activation requirements. Fortunately, we have a website that actually has the accurate information, and this is the simplified Chinese version of Uma Musume, and they are the only ones that are on the same patch as us, and so they have the accurate skill conditions, and so I'll be using this website instead of using the usual game Torah in this video. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Major McQueen first. I'm going to put her straight into F tier. Her unique skill is the biggest reason for her being in F tier. She has two very contradicting trigger conditions. One, she has to be on final corner, but two, she has to have a current stamina of less than equal to 35%. This means that she can only activate this skill on courses that are longer than 3,000 meters, and if you bring McQueen to anywhere else, you will not be able to use her unique skill. The reason of this is being how HP works in Uma Musume. Like, I'm not going to explain too deep into this, but essentially, this area is the final corner right now. This area is the final corner, and we are on a 2,400 meter Tokyo race course. This spot, if you count, this is the last moment of the final corner. The purple part is the final corner, and the orange lines are the stamina. And so, at this point in time, this is about 50% stamina remaining, and you can see that with 50% stamina remaining entering the last spurt, last 33% of the race, you'll just have enough stamina to complete the race and have only 6 stamina remaining. So right now, our objective is for her to unique to activate, right? But so she has to be first on the final corner, which is this part, and secondly, have less than 35% stamina remaining. And this is 0.2% short. This skill does not activate well on any course that is shorter than 2,500 meters. Races that are longer than 2,500 meters, for example, this is the 3,200 meters race,
she will activate the unique skill just fine because the final corner is a little bit at the back. So this is around like what, maybe 20% stamina left, but maybe in 2400 meters this is not the same case. She does not have less than 35% stamina, and so this skill does not activate in anywhere outside of long races. Sure, Major McQueen is a stayer, she's a long distance runner, what's the problem with that? Now it brings to the second skill, the second trigger condition, which is overtake target time larger equal than 1, and also Bashin diff behind 1. On long races, it's very common to have Umas be very spread out at the final corner and beyond, because basically from here on out, everyone is spreading on different speeds, and it's very spread out, and the Umas will be very spread out, and so this skill condition on long races is practically impossible. And even if she does activate this skill, it's all that for 0.35 and duration of 5 seconds. This skill is terrible. Cooldown and fast as the wind. In English, in the global version, it's called Beeline Burst and Cooldown, right? These two skills are notorious for how bad they are. Cooldown activates anywhere on any random straight, which means that basically she can activate either on the home stretch, or she can activate the second she leaves the gate, or she could also activate on the opposite straight, and in all three cases, it will render cooldown completely useless. So cooldown is one of the hidden, like, really bad skills. People don't think of it as a bad skill, but it's actually a really bad skill, and it's not a reliable gold recovery skill. We go back to Tachyon. If you guys have watched the Tachyon video, you would know that, for example, Race Planner, it guarantees activation in mid-race, right? Cooldown does not have that same activation requirement. It does activate outside of mid-game, and so it makes it really inconsistent. As for Fast as the Wind, which in global it's called Beeline Burst, I can just use Game Tool right here then. Beeline Burst has a base duration of 0.9 seconds. This is also another skill that is commonly misidentified as a good skill, but is actually just a really trash 340 cost skill that has a less speed effect than, for example, Agnes Tachyon's medium straightaways. This is a 100 cost skill. The Major McQueen's gold skill is a 340 cost skill, and this skill is quite literally better than Beeline Burst. Major McQueen, F tier. She deserves it. I feel sorry for Major McQueen players. I think her OG version of Major McQueen is much stronger. Although Vanguard Spirit exists in her kit, just don't buy Vanguard Spirit. But like, at least Common Collected is slightly better. And her unique skill, she has long corners. She also has the Duty of Dignity calls. DDC is a really good skill, and you can rely on DDC a lot. If you're a Major McQueen fan, play the original Major McQueen and don't pull for this one. This one has absolutely like zero use. Even after the update, she doesn't get better. And even after the update, her unique skill still isn't strong. So you're just better off using Major McQueen OG or Major McQueen Swimsuit, which releases further down the line. No amount of stat bonuses is going to save this character. Pull for Kitasan Black and pull for the OG Major McQueen. That's all. Next up, we're going to talk about Tokateo. I contemplated putting Tokateo into F tier because Major McQueen and Tokateo are BFFs, but I ultimately decided that she had a little bit more going on in her kit than Major McQueen, so I'm going to put her in D tier. Tokateo, Grass, Medium, Pace Chaser. Her unique skill is a decently activatable skill. Her trigger conditions is just be on the final straight, be ready to overtake in the front, but fail to overtake for 2 seconds. This is a fine unique skill. It does activate, but I would say that all that for 0.35. When inherited, it's only 0.15 instead of 0.25. They do buff it in the JP server, and after the update, it does become like a really consistent, strong unique skill for Tokateo. However, the unfortunate part is that Ogre Cap just exists, and this unique skill is just stronger. After the first anniversary, Tokateo's unique does start to become like worth it to inherit. But before that, if you're looking for a last bird inheritance skill, Ogre Cap is just better. The reason she is on D tier is because of the combination of her growth rate plus her skills. You can see that she has 2 recovery skills, right? She has 2 gold recovery skills, 1 Conan recovery, and Spring Girl. And Spring Amendment. Spring Amendment is fine, it's a strong skill. However, if you have a 10% stamina plus a 10% guts bonus, then why the hell are you giving her like 2 recovery skills, bro? Side games. Why? Why side games? Why? Look in my eyes. Like, why? These 2 gold skills are fine. These 2 gold skills are consistently activatable recovery skills. But then they gave her 10% stamina and 10% guts. Like, imagine if this was like 10% power and 10% wisdom. She would immediately jump to like A tier. But no, they decided that, oh, there you go, you're a medium distance. This is a medium distance skill. It's locked in medium distance. You can't even use it in long. So they decided that the medium distance Musume can just have like a bunch of recovery skills, and what is she going to do with so many recovery skills, bro? She doesn't need that many. She's a medium distance racer. She doesn't need that many. Her kit is just awkward and just goes against herself. Some of these skills you see here now in her events, it actually only appears on the 1st anniversary. So she gets head on after winning the Kitasan and being a triple crown of Musume. Yeah, some of the skills are not in her kit yet. Just be aware of that. Tokateo's race objectives contains Tokyo Yushun, Kikasho, and Tenosho Spring, so you can't go too easy on the stamina either. I recommend bringing a deck like this, and you especially want Max Kitasan Black and maybe King Halo, because of how they both have 1 power bonus on their cards, and so to help her with her 0% power bonus. I bring 2 wisdom cards here because of Tokateo's kit having so many recovery skills. I do need to remind you guys to not buy all of these recovery skills. Like if you buy this plus Maestro, you will have way too many recoveries, and you do want more of your skills focused on speed skills, because speed skills are what helps you to fight for positions and get into favorable positions in the middle game, not recovery skills. Okay, is she worse than Urara? Honestly, I don't see a reason for you to use Tokateo over other characters in like team trials. But okay, fine. She can go into C with Urara. Now we're going to talk about the stamina support card, Satono Diamond, SSR. From now on, every support card evaluation is going to start with comparing the level 30 to level 50 specs. This is level 30, 40, 35, 40, etc. And then we're going to compare our card to other similar cards of the same category. For example, Satono Diamond is a stamina card, and so we will compare her to other stamina cards with the gold recovery skill. And finally, we'll talk about her support hints, and then we're going to talk about her skills and training events. For Satono Diamond, she's not the worst support card, but she's also not very outstanding either. At level 30, she does not have training effect. The strongest effect in her entire stats unlocks only at level 45 and maxes out at level 50. So you can understand this as she starts to become usable on level 45 and she starts to become good on level 50. She does not have a stamina bonus, but she has a gut bonus starting from level 35. She also has a starting race bonus of 5%, and at level 50, she gets race bonus of 10%. Ideally, you want your race bonus in the ERA scenario to accumulate to 35%. So here is 10%, so this is like 1/3 of all the race bonus you need. Her good rate and initial bond gauge passes as decently good. However, the biggest downside of her entire card is that she has a very low friendship bonus. 20 friendship bonus is on the low end even at level 50. And at level 30, she has only a 14% friendship bonus, which makes her stamina training really weak. So you can see that just for Super Creek at level 30 has a similar stamina training than Satono Diamond at max level, purely because Super Creek has a 32 friendship bonus and Satono Diamond has a 20 friendship bonus. The only upper hand Satono Diamond has over Super Creek or other cards is that she has a slightly better roaming effect because of her 55 motivational effect, and 10% training effect, but I usually don't value motivational effect that high because it's so volatile. The second you drop a mood, you lose like half of it, and it's not really fun. As for Satono Diamond's support hint, by the way, she has a 0% hint frequency, like this one. So it's kind of hard to get hits from this card in the first place. Her skills, Firm Conditions and Sunny Days are just conditional skills. Small Breather activates in the late race, so it's just bad. Medium Corners is the only good skill among this pile of bad skills. Steadiest is terrible. Field of View skill, never buy. Tether, most debuffer Umas already have it anyways. I think the only two skills worth talking about is Flustered Frontrunners and Hesitant Frontrunners, because the Flustered series of stamina debuff skills is actually quite rare. You can get Subdued Front, Pace, Late, and on one card, the R card Shimbori Rudolph, you can get all of it just with one card. However, the Flustered series is kind of more spread out, and it's difficult to gather the Flustered series of stamina debuffs. So that's one method to gather Flustered Frontrunners from Satono Diamond. As for her training events, she gives Hesitant Frontrunners in this random event. As for this event, if you press top, you get 10 guts, and if you press bottom, you deduct 10 energy for 20 stamina. This skill, All That There Is, I'm pretty sure is a skill that should be acquirable on the first chain event. However, it should be part of the first anniversary balance patch, so we do not have this skill in her kit yet. This is just a very common event, plus 10 energy, plus some random stats. For her second event, either go the safe route, or you gamble for 15 energy, 10 stamina, or -1 mood, 20 guts. For her last event, you both get Iron Will hit level 1, but for the bottom one, you get 5 guts and 5 energy. For the top option, it's 20 energy and 30 stamina. The general idea of her training events is that she just gives you way too much guts. Right now, we are at the time where we don't need too much guts, and we only want like around 350. And every bit after 350 guts will be like a diminishing value, right? We really want to prefer stamina over guts, but all her events just really give you a bunch of guts, and if you want to take stamina, it deducts her energy, which is just not ideal. And so her events are kind of awkward as well. Iron Will, I don't think I have to talk about this, but this is just not a good recovery skill. Do not ever buy this, and also you get this from BRA scenario anyways. Assuming that you max Kitasan Black and you are currently borrowing max level Super Creek, Satono Diamond will usually fail to fit into your deck. Because Meijiro McQueen exists, if your Satono Diamond has a higher level than Meijiro McQueen, you can use her. However, if you have like max level Mayano Top Gun or max level Manhattan Cafe, I would rather use these two over Satono Diamond. She can very easily be replaced by other SR stamina cards, and you would probably have a bunch of these because you pulled for the Kitasan Black banner and dropped 2 nipples. The entire point of putting a stamina card in your deck in the first place is to ensure that you get enough stamina to sustain whatever race your Musume is running, right? And so when you pick stamina cards, you're looking for one of two things. The card either has to have a very strong, consistent gold recovery skill. In Super Creek's case, she has Swinging Maestro, which always activates on the first corner, so it's a good recovery skill. Or you want the card to have a really robust training effect. In this case, it's Mayano Top Gun, with a very high good rate, a good friendship bonus of 37 matching Super Creek, and a 10% training effect, which makes her really good in a roaming scenario as well. Satono Diamond fails to fulfill both of these categories with a really bad gold recovery skill, Iron Will, and also a really bad friendship training effect. The only upside she has is the roaming effect. But that is not enough to justify putting her in your deck as compared to putting another speed card into your deck. To sum this entire card up in one sentence, it would be, I am a Japanese player. If you don't draw this card, you'll regret it for years to come. Please, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely draw it. Let's go for it! I'm sure that the majority of you guys watching this video right now already kind of know what Kitasan Black is all about, but for my viewers that do want to hear me talk about Kitasan Black, here is a complete evaluation of the Kitasan Black SSR speed card in under 1 minute. At MLB, she has 116 specialty rate, which makes it so that she appears in speed training 32.4% of the time. She also has really strong training effect, especially the training effect 15%, which makes it so wherever she appears, it's going to be a strong training. Hit occurrence rate of 30 and initial bond gauge of 35 makes it so that she activates super fast and starts to give you a bunch of friendship training very early on in the run. And Power Bonus 1 is good because now you get more power stats while stepping on the superior training facility that is the speed training. Her gold skill, Professor of Curvature, can be used by everyone, and all skills in her kit are pretty good except for straightaway recovery, extra tank, dodging danger, focus, and also straightaway adept. Her chain events give a bunch of mood up effects and energy, so you can kind of just wait for Kitasan Black to come out in the early game instead of wasting rounds on recreation, which means that you have more rounds for training. Say this was your deck before you had MLB Kitasan Black. You used to bring 4 speed, 2 stamina. In the past, it took you 33 rounds to max your speed to 1200. And since you borrowed MLB's Super Creek, it took you maybe 25 rounds to max your stamina or hit your stamina objective. Now, with Kitasan Black on your team, suddenly, it only takes you 28 rounds instead of 33 rounds to max your speed. So what if you had Kitasan Black permanently on your borrow slot? It still takes you 28 rounds to max your speed. Now all of a sudden, you can't borrow max Super Creek. Now instead of 25 rounds to max your stamina, you're suddenly taking 29 rounds to max your stamina. Sure, Kitasan Black might be a really strong speed card, but you're not really getting anywhere if all you're doing is just swapping your front slot with one strong card for another strong card. Since you'll be bringing Kitasan Black every single game anyways, so why not just max her now instead of waiting for whatever that's coming, right? And finally, Machikane Tanhoiza. She has pretty much nothing going on in her. She's a guts card. Next question. To be fair, her skills are terrible. All these skills are like one of the worst skills in the entire game. Unruffled is like you have to be blocked from the front, from the back, and from the side for at least 1 second, which is actually really complicated. It kind of activates, but you cannot rely on it. This is not a good recovery skill. Even when the Guts cards re-entered the meta 1 year on the first anniversary, she was not part of the Guts cards. The Guts card that re-entered the meta was Ines Fujin Harurara Ikuno Dictus, Yukino Bijin free card, and Special Week free card as well. Unfortunately, Machikane Tanhoiza is not part of them. You should never see her in your deck. There is no point in bringing her. She adds nothing to your team. Just remember to recognize her one single event, which will give you a randomly 10 energy to 30 energy. That's all. That'll be it for this video. If you like this type of insight, subscribe to the channel and join the Discord. We are now somehow at 13k members. You guys are crazy. I'll see you guys in the next video.